Well, good morning, Southeast Texas. Skies are mostly sunny to partly cloudy across the area late this morning. And as we head the afternoon, the hazy conditions will continue as well. This is our Roofing 911 Skycam network up in Jasper, showing mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies across the area. Not expecting any rain anytime soon, that's for sure, with high pressure in control and very dry air in place across Southeast Texas. We're not expecting any rainfall at all. At the earliest, maybe a slight chance late Sunday, especially from the Sabine River eastward, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Notice all the haze on our Skycam network over in Lake Charles, very hazy, the milky look to the sky, that's Saharan dust. It's going to be around until the weekend or so, and then we'll see it improving by Sunday into next week. So our Roofing 911 Skycam network over in Lake Charles, very hazy and not much wind either. The summer days are really here now with temperatures in the mid-90s across parts of Southeast Texas. So our average high temperatures in the low 90s will be a couple degrees above that. So hot enough, around 93, 94 coming up over the next few days. That's for sure. It'll be very, very warm. So if you have to be outdoors in the afternoon, drink plenty of fluids and try to take those breaks as often as you can. Over in Orange, a few more cumulus clouds there, partly cloudy in Orange. Now, Roofing 911 Skycam network sponsored by the Horseman's Western Storm. No rain expected out of these clouds this afternoon. Traffic flowing fairly smoothly along Interstate 10 today. So good news there anyway. And across the rest of the area, skies are, that haze will continue as that Saharan dust continues across Southeast Texas. But it's not only in Orange, it's all over Southeast Texas, that hazy look we will have. But and of course, not a lot of wind to help out either. With high pressure on top of us, we're having a lot of sinking air and not much wind, so we're getting a lot of haze. Not much help from the wind helping that at all. And our Roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and Prey. A few cumulus clouds here as well. Otherwise, that Saharan dust continues across the area, so just not much help at all getting rid of that. Now, your allergy report. You know, the tree and the weed and the grass, not too bad. The weed is picked up a little bit, but notice the mold though. That's in the medium category, but that is down somewhat from last week. So that's a little bit of improvement with some of the drier weather we've had over the course of the last 2 to 3 days. Now, big holiday coming up on Friday, the 4th of July, 9 p.m. Of course, the fireworks festivities going on there. No rain expected for this 4th of July. It will be very warm at 9 o'clock Friday evening. It will be mostly clear, light winds, and temperatures around 82. So you have to be hot, but at least it won't be raining for the fireworks display coming up this year for the 4th of July at around 9 p.m. start. So get ready for that. At least you won't have to worry about any rain. And the rest of that 4th of July weekend, not expecting any rain at all Friday or Saturday. Otherwise, the hot, humid, hazy weather continue. If any shower develops, it'll be a less than 10% coverage and pretty much near the coast. And for Sunday, a 20% coverage. That's when things start to improve a little bit on our rain chances late in the day on Sunday. And notice the temperatures, though, in the mid-90s, a lot of heat Friday and Saturday, and back down to the low 90s. So a little bit of improvement, not much, but hopefully we'll see about a 30% coverage of showers coming up just beyond this 4th of July 3-day forecast coming up. Now, temperatures across the area, well, it's already hot. Orange at 87, Beaumont 86, Kirbyville close to 90, as well as Woodville 88 up in Jasper. And once again, we'll be in the lower to mid-90s for highs across Southeast Texas this afternoon. And that temperature over in Houston at 90 degrees. And of course, you can always text us at 409-749-9302 if you have any weather questions you want to ask today. And of course, we'll have another live stream tonight at 6:30. And temperatures across the rest of the state, you know, they're hot as well, low to mid-90s. I mean, we're in July now, high pressure, it's hot. Here's a look at the Saharan dust. This is why it looks so hazy across Southeast Texas this afternoon and for the last couple of days. You see that Saharan dust coming in off the Gulf. That's going to continue for a couple more days. We will see some improvement, though, as we head toward the weekend. It'll start thinning out. That's good. The skies will be a little bit bluer again. Get rid of some of this haze and dust. Another big blob of it down in the Caribbean. We'll see where that goes eventually on down the line. Now, your forecast for the rest of the day Not much change what we've had the last few days. Partly cloudy, hazy, and hot. High temperature, well, not the high, but close to it. 92 at 2 p.m. By 6 p.m., 89 degrees. And by 10 p.m., and we're still in the lower 80s, and we're going to be in the upper 70s coming up for lows tonight. So those warm, humid nights will continue across southeast Texas as well. So if you take a radar, rain free, and it should remain that way, as we said, at least through the weekend. Across the rest of the state, there is a weak front from right around Memphis to Dallas over to San Angelo back into West Texas. As you can see, not a lot of precipitation with that. There's some shower activity across parts of Oklahoma. Of course, the ridge of high pressure that's over us is pretty much right overhead, so you get away from that high, let's say in West Texas on into Oklahoma. On the periphery of that high is where you see the showers and thunderstorms, some shower activity, which is always welcome along the Rio Grande south of Del Rio. Otherwise, we're not going to see any rain here for a while with high pressure and dry air in control. Large area of showers and thunderstorms southeast of New Orleans. That's pressing southward. That will not affect our region either. And as we talked about this front earlier, that will not affect our weather coming up anytime soon. Across the rest of the nation, of course, we have high pressure in control in the deep south, some monsoonal type showers in the southwest, some showers around Las Vegas, back down into western portions of New Mexico, pretty quiet along the west coast, and of course some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity east of New York City, back down into the Carolinas, and of course some scattered showers in and around Florida as well. But other than that, things looking pretty quiet. Now, futurecast for the rest of the day, well, it's going to be hot, low to mid 90s under partly cloudy skies, maybe even a 95 for a high up in the lakes area, very hot. This evening at 7 p.m., still partly cloudy, temperatures running in the 90-degree range. Of course, every evening early, it's still pretty hot. Looking at low to mid 90s, still at 7 o'clock up in the lakes area, and upper 80s, close to 90 here in the triangle at that time as well. And by 10 p.m., partly cloudy, temperatures running in the 70s to lower 80s. Doesn't cool off a whole lot. These last few mornings have been very, very warm, and it's going to continue to be that way across southeast Texas the next several days and nights ahead, and even 92 by noon tomorrow in the Houston area. So over the next 2 to 3 days, just not much change at all. We're talking, temperatures in the mid 90s for highs, lows at night in the mid to upper 70s with no rain in the forecast. Few little showers, as we said, the Houston area possible late tomorrow. That is a very slight chance even over there. In the tropics, showers and thunderstorms in the east central Gulf. We're not worried about this at all. Thunderstorms there will be moving southward, be no threat. And if anything develops over Florida, it should be just off the east coast of Florida, southeast of Jacksonville. It's an upper level low spinning here, but some surface development is possible. There's nothing there right now as far as thunderstorms. If anything develops in this area, it'll head to the northeast, of course, because of high pressure to the west. So we will be protected here. So at least for the next 7 to 10 days, I don't see any tropical worries for our part of the Gulf of Mexico at all, but there is a 40% chance of development off the coast of Florida coming up over the course of the next week or so. But we'll keep that all to our east. So that's good news there. Now let's take a look at atmospheric moisture, and we're talking about 10,000 feet or so, middle part of the atmosphere, not much out there. This brown color here, that is very, very dry air aloft. And it's not only at this level, below that it's dry as well, which we don't see a whole lot in the summer, but it's dry even below this level. Notice as we zoom out a little bit, there's our heat dome there, a ridge of high pressure just to our south. Notice where all the moisture's at. It's well to our west and to our east. Everything rotates around a ridge of high pressure clockwise. See some showers and thunderstorms, the possibility in West Texas, and we showed you that, of course, earlier on our radar. And this high is not moving much over the next couple of days, although by the weekend, it finally will get shunted to the south a little bit. It'll start weakening. You see it right in the central part of the Gulf there by Thursday afternoon, and as it moves slowly away, the moisture gets a little bit closer from the east and the west. That's Thursday. Let's head into Friday. The high gets a little bit farther away again, still very, very dry So we're not expecting any rain through Friday. The best moisture still out across central and west Texas on over to far eastern Louisiana. So no rain through Friday. Let's see what it looks like on Saturday. And not much better. A little bit. The high is actually shifting by Saturday night and Sunday to South Texas. So that'll give us a little bit better chance of showers by Sunday. But even then, we're only talking a 20% coverage at best, because you still see a lot of brown here. There's still a lot of dry air in place, even though the ridge of high pressure is slowly moving away. And Sunday looks a little bit better. We'll up the rain coverage, as we talked about, to 30%, as that high is right around Brownsville at that time. Moisture starts increasing from Louisiana. Not a lot, but a little bit. We'll strip of moisture there in the mid-atmosphere on Sunday. So we'll give it a 20 to 30% coverage coming up for Sunday, but much better as we head into next week. In fact, this is Monday morning at 2 a.m. A lot of green over the area. This isn't rain. This is just moisture levels. Weak trough of low pressure coming at us from the southeast. So we'll boost those rain coverages to around 30% or so coming up, as you'll see on the 7-day forecast in just a moment. So this, if you're ready for some rain, just to cool off a little bit, we've got a little bit of ways to go, but by early next week, Monday and Tuesday, that'll be our best chance right now at 30 to 40%. As the high moves out, we get a better flow of moisture, as you see there off the Gulf of Mexico. Even across parts of West Texas, a little bit of moisture there. That's always good news for them. Now, your marine forecast, it's not looking bad at all due to the lack of wind. Winds will be out of the west up to about 10 knots, seas up to 2 feet, water temperature at 86. This afternoon, partly cloudy, hazy. Look for highs to be in the middle 90s. Hot afternoon. 93 up in the lakes, some 94s up there as well. I wouldn't be shocked to see a 95 across parts of northern Jasper and Newton counties. Now, your 7-day forecast will feature, as we talked about, middle 90s coming up for the next several days on into the weekend, with very little, if any, chance of rain. 20% coverage late Sunday afternoon. At least it's a slight chance, and then better chances coming up Monday and Tuesday of next week. And right now, those are only at 30%, and that's due to the, as we showed you on the map, the high moving out and moisture increasing a little bit better out of Louisiana. At least we'll have a chance of some scattered storms coming in at that time. So that is some good news there. But this afternoon and tonight, very, very warm. Of course, we talked about these lows. That's pretty warm at night. We're talking temperatures in the upper 70s in some areas, and of course the rest of the afternoon, low to mid 90s across southeast Texas. So yes, it will be warm and humid. But of course, the main weather story now through the big holiday weekend, July 4th, will be the hot weather, the very dry air we have in place, and that's going to continue. Of course, the high will begin to start shifting southward a little bit, beginning as early as tomorrow, a little more so on Friday. Notice the air is still very, very dry, so no rain through Friday, probably not into Saturday either. Still a lot of dry air there, but by Sunday, the high moves far enough away. Moisture from Louisiana gets a little bit closer to us for a 20% coverage of showers there. But even notice behind that, it kind of dries out a little bit again, and then some deeper moisture will arrive from the east coming up, as we talked about a while ago, for Monday and Tuesday of next week. And hopefully, as we get closer to that time frame, we can raise those rain coverages a little bit more, because the more showers we have, you got to remember this, the more showers we have, the more clouds we have in the summer. That helps out on the heat. It'll keep those temperatures down, that's for sure. So very, very good news there. If you're tired, if you're tired of the hot weather already and already want some more rain to cool you off, the forecast looks